Action.
Hi, and welcome to a special episode of Tape It. Me and the guys, we weren't able to go and see the screening of this movie, so we got our good friend and uber fan of all these books, Anthony. How are you doing?
Hi Tozan, big fan of the show. Thanks for having me.
So, let's check out the trailer of The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies.
You have but one question to answer. How shall this day end?
Alright, so Anthony, you are, especially known to our friends, the uber fan of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits and all those wonderful things.
If there's dragons, I'm there, Tozan.
One of the keepers must come with us. Two will stay with Jenny.
I know me and your girlfriend Jade, who went with you.
Hi Jade.
Me and her had the same kind of opinions of the first two.
Yes.
Where we felt those two movies were exactly movies. The first one felt like the beginning of a story, the second one felt like the middle of a story. The third one, does this finish the story of The Hobbit?
It does more than that. It makes up for the imperfections of the first two films.
Oh really?
I do totally agree. Slightly lengthened out maybe to make 3 films. I mean, it was a very well-known fact. It was meant to be 2, but this really did tie it all together. And I feel if the first 2 was made into 1, with this, it would have been legendary.
Could I ask a question?
Of course.
It brings together the Hobbit films. Does it set you up for the Lord of the Rings?
Very much so. I've been a big Tolkien fan. Watching the first film and the second and now the third, you can very much see this wasn't The Hobbit. This was the Lord of the Rings prequel with the overcasting story of The Hobbit.
So it's like a transition.
Yes.
Like, that's awesome because now they've made a 6-film series now, which
that really works.
That's what we need to do when we
do a whole mouth with all of them. Let's get into it now. What really excited you in this movie?
Well, I've got to say, they really plucked on the heartstrings. There's a real emphasis on the emotions of certain characters that I felt was lacking in the other films. It had an air of Game of Thrones about it, to be honest. And from literally the get-go, everything was relevant. There wasn't a moment wasted. And I'd also like to point out, this was the shortest of all the Hobbits. It took a very dark turn.
This is getting serious.
Especially the final third, people will be shocked.
Are you thinking about you or us?
My mouth dropped.
Your mouth dropped, and you, oh shit, son.
Once watching it, the last 2 years won't feel like a waste because it does tie it all together in such a way that the other 2 films have purpose, they have meaning, and the performances, I mean, everyone brought their A game. Benedict Cumberbatch, Lee Pearce, he's my favourite elf ever.
I came to reclaim something of mine.
Favourite elf ever. They all really shone. And there was also one other performance which I'm sure you'll appreciate. A Manu Bennett, who's also slayed in Arrow.
We're big Arrow fans. You not watched Arrow?
No, what's Arrow?
DC comic adaptation
of the Green Arrow. Incredible TV series. You should watch it. Everybody
highly
watch it.
recommended.
So he plays who?
Azok, the Defiler, who in the book doesn't have a very big part, but they exploit it and they make something beautiful out of it. Because as I have to keep reminding myself, it wasn't an adaptation of the book; it was a prequel to the Lord of the Rings. Also, one last performance: Billy Connolly. Really.
Billy Connolly's in this.
Yep. He plays a mean, lean dwarf. He commands an army of thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, what he brings on stage, he brings to the role. He's a not give a shit, swear as much as I like, and be as obscene as possible.
Hey! Fuck off!
Anything bad? Anything bad at all? I know it's to be hard.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Tolkien groupie, but if there had to be one performance that I criticise, it would be Cate Blanchett. Very hollow. She plays that emotionless, I've been alive a long time. and I've forgotten what it is to love kind of person, but she doesn't do it very well for me.
Out of 5, what would you give this movie?
I'd give it a 4.8. Can't be a 5 because the other two just didn't have enough substance to. Because I'm not just judging it as a film, I'm judging it as a whole story. But as a side note, if it was a standalone, it would be a 5 out of 5. If it was a standalone, but it can't be.
If it was like a 9-hour movie, it would be 5. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fair enough. Yeah. Thanks for watching Tape It. Ciao.
For now.
Cool.